What's happening, guys? It's Mojo and I'm back with another video for you guys, and you guys might might not, you guys might be wondering why I posted another montage a couple days ago for Rainbow Six Siege, even though I was literally talking smack about it like a couple weeks ago. And that's because my opinion on a lot of things has actually changed on the game. So I remember last time I was discussing how I didn't find the game fun anymore, and I didn't find a reason to play it, but something in me just sparked a difference, like sparked something, and like I don't know, I don't enjoy the game as much as I used to, definitely not, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I did during that time. I remember last time I was maybe tier 20 in the last video that I made. I'm now tier 96 and I did not buy any tiers. That is how much I've been playing the game recently, and it's actually motivated me to make more videos on the game. So I don't think I'm gonna be going anywhere away from the game, because I actually still really enjoy it and have fun recording videos for you guys. Although I am having a much better time, that doesn't mean that there aren't any issues now. And the two issues that come from the top of my head for now are still with the Ubisoft developers, but they could potentially fix them and the game could become even better than it is right now. I'm not saying it's amazing, but I'm not saying it's really bad. So the first thing is hackers. So I remember last time when I was playing, when I recorded the last video for you guys, I was unranked. I only had 5 placements done, but I got my rank. I got into, I believe it was either, actually I can't quite remember right now. Anyway, so I got into my rank, and I believe, I believe I was high gold. Yeah, I was high gold. So yeah, I was playing a couple games there, and I've played maybe 30 ranked games now, and I lost maybe 200 elo this entire season because of hackers. I logged on a couple days ago and I lost 155 elo, I kid you not, because of hackers. That is another huge issue that Ubisoft still has not fixed. For some reason it's an ongoing issue, and I don't think they care enough to fix it, because it's been going on for so long, and this season the hackers in this game have been on a rise. So that's one of the major issues that this game has right now. Another one is that there's no communication between the developers and the fans or the content creators. There's no communication. They keep saying they're going to address the issues that everybody brings up, but they just kind of sugarcoat us. They give us like a little okay just to get us off them, and they never do anything about it. That is another major issue in this game. Like, for example, there are various bugs in the game, and there's a lot of bugs that have been going on for seasons now, and we keep telling Ubisoft to fix them, and some of them have not even been fixed yet. So that's another ongoing issue that Ubisoft and the developers have to work on in order to make their game a lot better. So now that we've gone through all the issues and the problems that the game is currently facing, let's look at the changes that they're going to be making next season and what we could be expecting from Year 6 Season 3. So the next thing I want to discuss is the ban rates for the attackers in Rainbow Six Siege. So if you look to your left, you're going to be seeing the ban rate percentage for all the attackers in Rainbow Six Siege Year 6 Season 1. And if you look on the right, you're going to be seeing the ban rates for the attackers in Year 6 Season 2. So if you look to your left and you look at Thatcher, for example, he was an 80% ban rate in Year 6 Season 1, and he's risen this season to an 83% ban, which is not a significant raise, but nonetheless, it is still a raise in ban for Thatcher. If you look at Jackal, he's actually had a 10% ban raise. He's gone from 53% to 63%. If we look at Monty, he's actually stayed the same, 19% and 90% for both seasons. Blackbeard has also been kicked out of top 4, and no ban actually surpassed Blackbeard. So we mainly have 3 operators that are mostly banned in attack, which are Thatcher, Jackal, and Monty. So now we're going to look at the defender ban rates, which is where I see the most change out of all of them compared to the attackers. So Mira has actually stayed the same. Mostly she's only gone down 1%, despite her nerf of meleeing the Black Mirror and for it to break. She's actually stayed the same. Now Melusi has gone from a 36% ban rate to a 9% ban rate, following her nerf, where you can actually shoot the Banshee instead of having to melee it, which is a pretty significant change in percentage. Valkyrie has also risen from 29% to 47%, so she actually took Melusi's second place. Cade has also risen from 24% ban to a 29% ban, which is also very much acceptable because Cade is also a very strong operator on defense. Clash has also risen from 19% to 21%, which has taken her to the top 4. So the top 4 defender bans this season are Mira at number 1, Valkyrie at number 2, Cade at number 3, and Clash at number 4. So the next thing we're going to look at is the win delta and the operator presence in each ranked game. So there are some pretty significant changes this season. So we've had last season, year 6 season 1, we had Ashe at an about 83-85% chance pick rate. But now she's fallen down to about 45% ever since her recoil nerf, which is a huge change, as you guys can see. Another huge change that we've seen is Zofia. Zofia had like a maybe 72% pick rate. She's fallen down to a 30, maybe even 29% pick rate following her recoil nerf, showing that Ubisoft is actually balancing things out, even though we might not like them. However, as you guys can see, Iana has risen from a 20% pick rate to about a 60% pick rate. And that just shows that some operators are actually proving to be more useful than others this season. So obviously the next thing we're going to look at is the win delta and the presence of defenders in ranked. So there are some significant changes, but other changes that I did not expect. Actually, no. Some similarities I did not expect. For example, Jaeger, despite his recoil nerf, he's actually stayed relatively strong. He's gone from about a 74-75% pick rate to about a 70-69% chance of pick rate, which is not that bad considering his recoil was also nerfed just like Ashe and Zofia's, but hasn't fallen nearly 40% like they have. However, Melusi, who used to be about a 72% pick rate, has fallen down to a 30% pick rate following her nerf, which is a huge drop, just like Ashe and Zofia. Now I want to discuss the actual changes that Ubisoft is going to be implementing in Year 6 Season 3. So, for starters, Ying's Candela, Blitz's Tactical Shield, and the Stun Grenade have a new flash system. Now, what does this mean? This means that it takes into account a lot more things now. So, regardless of if you're turned around or not, you're still going to get flashed. The only thing that matters is the distance, and that determines how long the flash is going to take. So, if I read it directly from the Ubisoft developer notes, or designer notes, it says, it takes the environment and angle of the explosion into account, as well as players' distance and orientation. If an operator is affected, they will be flashed at 100%, but the duration will change each time, increasing the reliability of the flash effect. This means that if you get flashed, there is no minor flash like there is now. You're going to be 100% flashed, but depending on where you are and where you're looking, you're going to be flashed for a certain period of time, which could differentiate. Now, another change that Ubisoft is implementing, which I think is it's not really important, but whatever. Is not all operators are 100 HP anymore. It's not going to show up at 100 HP. So they say that 3 armor operators will have 125 HP, 2 armor operators will have 110 HP, and 1 armor operators will have 100 HP. So for example, if we take defenders, Maestro would have 125 HP, Jaeger would have 110, and Cav would have 100. Now, another change that they are implementing, if we talk about armor, Rook's armor plates will grant a buff to permanent HP for the round. Picking up armor plates will buff an operator's maximum HP by 20 until the end of a round. Any heals will heal up to this new maximum value for the duration of the round. So what this means is that if you pick up Rook armor as, let's say, Cav, you automatically gain 20 health points, which means you start off the round at 120 health points. And if you get stimmed by Doc or a Kona station, it's not to 100, you get stimmed up to 120 HP. Now let's discuss operator changes. So the first operator change that we're going to discuss is Finka. Finka has now is going to get frag grenades. She's getting her nades back. She gets her hard breach charge removed, and she's getting them replaced by frags. Another thing, huge change, huge buff for Fuze. He can now cluster charge through reinforced hatches and walls. They can be deployed on reinforced surfaces and Mira's Black Mirror. They take, if they're on reinforced surfaces, they take 3 seconds to pass through the reinforcements, meaning it would take about 3 seconds for them to detonate. Now, after they're detonated, they have reduced charge bounce after triggering. Extension tube is now vulnerable to damage. Added gadget light to signify phase of activation. Added VFX for cluster charge for triggering on soft walls and reinforced surfaces. Added SFX for cluster charge triggering on reinforced surfaces. Now, what I'm going to take from this is that whenever Fuze puts down a cluster charge, it makes like a highlight on the barricade or on the reinforced wall or hatch, just to let the defenders know where the cluster charge is being placed. Now, another change that they're making to Fuze, which also goes to Ace, is with the AK-12. The AK-12 is, unfortunately, getting a nerf. And that is one of my favorite guns this season. But unfortunately, the recoil on the AK-12 is also getting nerfed. A buff. Another buff that is coming to the game is for Glaz. Glaz's Otis marksman rifle is going from 10 bullets to a maximum of 15 bullets and 1 in the chamber, which is not very significant because I don't know many players that play Glaz. A nerf is coming for Iana. She's getting her 2x scope removed from the G36C and her ACOG removed from the ARX200, which is the guns that she shares with Ash and Nomad. IQ has a buff. Her new Ping 2.0 basically allows her to scan through walls like she always does, but it's like more of a smart scanner, so she can see exactly what gadget she's scanning on the scanner, and she can ping it for her teammates. Now she can also ping operators with wearable electronic devices. For example, Vigil and his camouflage effect, and also the counter diffuser, can also be marked for her teammates. Now, a change that I don't really understand is with Mute's signal disruptor. His disruption zone shape is changed to a sphere with the same radius of 2.25 meters from the cylinder. Warning zone shape change to sphere and radius reduced to 4.75 meters from cylinder 6 meter radius. Added new LEDs, improved accuracy of bullet collision. Now, a huge change is coming to Sledge and Twitch. Sledge is unfortunately losing his SMG-11. It's unfortunate, but according to Ubisoft, Sled continues to show an upward trajectory on the balancing matrix, rising in presence and win delta. A big part of his comes from the high degree of utility in his loadout that makes him incredibly versatile. By removing his SMG, this will bring his overall versatility down and encourage a slightly more focused approach to his moment-to-moment play. given his strong soft breaching capabilities and vertical control. So they're pretty much just trying to balance Sledge by taking out the SMG-11. So you're pretty much, I'm gonna guess you're gonna have a choice between his pistol and potentially the Gon 6. So another huge change from what I've read is coming to Twitch. Twitch is getting a huge buff. So she's getting, in the preparation phase, she is going to be deployed with a drone, a regular drone, just like every other operator. So what this means is that during the preparation phase, she's going to have a drone just like every other operator, except when she spawns in after the preparation phase, she's going to have 2 shock drones in her inventory. The shock drone has a huge buff coming to it as well. The shock drone can finally jump. The shock drone's projectile has changed to a laser from a taser. And what this means is that it has infinite range, which means you can snipe cameras from across the map if you'd want to. Another thing that's coming to Twitch's shock drone is that a damage buff, finally, from 10 damage to 1 damage, and now we're going back to 5, which is a change for the better, in my opinion. I loved Twitch before, and it looks like I'm going to start playing her again now. Another thing is that she does not disable electronic device anymore. She actually destroys them from the damage that she does. So, for example, if you were to put up a shock drone against a Banshee, it wouldn't just disable the Banshee, it would completely destroy the Banshee, which is actually, it's a pretty big and pretty huge buff in my opinion. Another change that's very, very tiny that they're actually implementing next season is the look of your HP in your HUD. So you're not going to be getting that circle anymore. You're going to be getting a bar that tells you how much HP you actually have. Another change that they're making are screen shakes. So what they say is screen shakes that result from explosions are now reduced across the board and are completely removed from certain device explosions. Screen shakes are completely removed from explosions caused by Ella's Grismet Mines, Sophia's Lifeline Concussion Grenades, Echo's Yokai's Sonic Bursts, Nomad's Air Jab Launcher Repulsion Devices. Now what I'm taking from this is that your screen will shake a little less than it does now from any of these gadgets if you're being hit by one of them. Anyways guys, these are the issues that I've had with the game recently. I've had a lot more fun playing the game now than I did from the last video. And these are also the new changes that are coming to Rainbow Six Siege in the next season. I'm actually excited to play the game next season again. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'm going to be putting out more Rainbow Six Siege content for you guys. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.